And welcome to the show, Batman Radio. Where is this dog barking from? Man, I felt bad for that little baby possum. I think that's what it was. I saw it scurrying across the ground. I was like, "What the hell is that?" That was a little baby possum, I think. And I just think it was freaking out. I was trying to figure out where to go. It was like trying to climb up the wall, but it's not possible. But I'm sure it was fine. But, you know, yeah. Man, that was ridiculous, bro. That was a whole journey. Uh, thank goodness I got some help. Somebody actually helped me, but they said I walked, what was it, like 25 plus miles at least. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I believe that. I'm still walking. Like, see, I'm like a machine. People don't understand. Like, this is not, I don't fake this Batman stuff, bro. This is not fake. This is really who I am. Like I could probably walk 24 hours a day if I really wanted to. I'm just built really resilient because I've been through so much. You know, people just they talk about it, but it's more harder to comprehend and fathom if you're actually in the position. I've been in cities that I had nowhere to go. I've had people drop me off on the side of the street and had to just walk all night. And I've done this. I've had to do it in multiple cities before, and it just I mean that's not where all the resilience came from. It's several components and things I've been through, but I'm just saying, like, I have flashbacks of it, kind of, not flashbacks, but I think my body just remembers, you know how to do it and how to keep going, because y'all don't understand, I'm really Batman, right? So, like, some cities I would do that, where I take like naps during the day, and then I'd be out all night. Like, that's just what it was. So I would be out all night walking. You know what I mean? And like y'all have seen me do it, because you'll see, like, I'll put out the videos of it and stuff. And then I don't know. It's just what I had to do in those situations. I'd wait for breakfast. They'd have breakfast at these churches and stuff at like 5:30, 6 in the morning. I'd go sit down there when it got early enough and wait. But I'd walk around the whole cities. So I mean, I just been around the block, man. I mean, people don't understand. Like, when it comes to the United States, I've been in a lot of places. I'm not saying I've been everywhere by any means, but I've I've been quite a few different places, you know. And I don't know. I mean, like I said, with what I'm going through, what happened to me, it's, I can't say I have any guarantees or promises of anything, but I do the best I can. But outside of that, as far as basic like survival instincts, I mean, it's even coming out in the readings that I have that, like, instilled in me, programmed in me. Like, it's always been a survivor. It's what bats are too. It's what he says in the movies, that bats are great survivors. So, like I said, this is not like a fake claim to fame thing. This is God chose me, and I'm literally the chosen one. There is only one. There's not multiple. I don't know where people get that from. Because if I mean, that's, I could believe in the 144,000 thing. I could believe that, but I still think I'm the strongest. I really do. I don't. I think people underestimate me. I don't think they understand the kind of power and strength I really have. I mean, like I said, a lot of my power is spiritual. So that's why I don't worry about the things you do. I do listen to people though, and I take in your advice and constructive criticism, and I try to figure it out. But end of the day, um, I don't know. I keep my eyes on God, man, just like He told me to. God talks to me for real. Yeah, and like I said, I don't really care if people want to copy me and whatever. I mean, I hear people on YouTube even saying that, and It's like, dude, y'all got to really quit biting off of everything that I say. I mean, this is real. I mean, you know, if God was talking to all you people, it'd be pretty clear. He's not talking to you. He's talking to me for real. I mean, I'm proving every single instance, every step of the way, proving what do you call it? Proving that I'm proved that the readings are like spot on chronologically. You know, so that's the thing. I really am a prophet, and I see the future. I've always had visions. Um, when I say spiritual, I'm talking about I sit at the right hand throne of God. So, you know, I don't expect people in the public to necessarily understand me. And, you know, that's what Bruce Wayne was. Bruce Wayne was an eccentric billionaire. You know, like the reading said recently, it just came out like yesterday or whatever. It said you're about to reintroduce yourself to the world. Like, yeah, you know, there's some good changes happening. I was really collectively, honestly happy about that whole thing. Um, you know, with the group, with the church group, because that's what all this was about. I'm just glad that we're on good terms, man. You know, I don't go out of my way to make enemies. I try to be friends with everyone. There's my baby. I think she's watching. Just shorts. Uh, just shorts. They're awesome. They're like Cavalier. Well, I don't like the Cavaliers, but they're basketball NBA shorts. Uh, Let me ask her if she's hearing me live. Thank you for I want to tell her thank you for sticking with me. This is my girlfriend I'm talking to, okay? I talked to her on another app. Uh Christina, she is absolutely amazing. And like I said, they're also mad on here, you know, and these people they want to act like I'm just talking and I'm talking nonsense. Like that's fine, bro. I'll be the crazy guy that is just talking nonsense to whoever. I don't care. But I just know reality, you know. And like I said, I already talked about the fact that God is going to bless me regardless, man. But Christina and I mean, we're going to be just fine. We should be coming into plenty of money, and we work as a team. I mean, it's the way it's always been. That's the way it'll always be. And yes, I met her on here, and we're going to be together in person, and she's definitely real, and we talk on the phone. You know, like I mean, I don't know what to tell you people. I don't know why people are just so jealous they can't see straight. You know, like whatever I'm doing, let me do it. You know, if I was doing something wrong, let me do wrong. You know, let me learn my own lessons and figure it out. You know, because I'm gonna live my life because I know I'm not doing anything wrong, and I know all this is real and what I deserve, and it's coming. I can feel my blessings coming. I really do. It's hard to explain to you. I mean, you know, this is how it goes. Things suddenly start to change. I just put the reading out right now. It just said, and just like that, suddenly everything changes. It told me it was going to be like overnight. Could be tonight. Could be after tonight. Could wake up tomorrow. Whole new world. Tons of money. I have no idea, man. All I know is that they stole my inheritance, and I'm just trying to do the right thing as usual, and I'm all about justice. You know, I did appreciate that from the guy I gave my channel. I showed him the channel. He said, "You're gonna win." he and he said, "Yeah, you need to make your dough and take that you know what to court." Talking about Carly. Yep, that's what he said. He said, "You're gonna win." I like that. That guy was super nice, man. I mean, he might have basically saved Batman's life today, so I got to give him credit, man. Other than that, I'm not going to go into anything else, but I just want to say thank you. Uh, but yeah, he came through for me, man. He was a complete stranger. He didn't know me, and he helped me today. I mean, you got to understand, bro. I was going to be walking about 50 plus miles to 75, some crazy. I don't know. It was going to be a minute. Right, exactly. Well, there is no these people, honey. I don't talk to none of them. That's why I just shut down the chat. We're not going to have any involvement with anybody on the outside that just waste their time being envious online, so you don't have to worry. Right. As long as it don't interfere with us, that's all I care about. You know what I mean? Because I just don't want you thinking, I have no control over other people, no responsibility, and they're all getting what they deserve. They've been getting their karma. It's all in the reading. Actually, some of them are going to jail right now. It came out in the reading. Like, I'm trying to tell the public that I have a real gift. I'm not a dude who just talks and runs his mouth. I mean, I literally will predict the future and tell you exactly what's happening. How would I know if I'm not there and I can't see it? Because I'm a prophet. God speaks to me, like literally. Okay. And yeah, he uses the internet to do it. Yeah, it's kind of funny. He gives me daily downloads, I call them. And it'll be tarot readings, it'll be different videos, it'll be people talking. That's not the only way he talks to me. He talks to me through numbers. I'm telling you straight up, I'm in direct communication with God at all times. At all times. That's why I'm so good at what I do. I have a gift. That's why, like I said, I wish that those agencies like the CIA and stuff would hire. But, I was finding out about it. I guess some of it you need a college degree. And that's not hard to get once we get the money, but you need money. I mean, he's 100% right. I know I need a budget. That's what I've been talking about on here. But like I said, options are limited right now, and that's okay. I like focusing on one project at a time. I enjoy what I do. I wish that I made more money, of course, but I'm all right, man. You know, I'm in my appreciation season, man. God is working on me and teaching me how to really appreciate the small things in life. And I'm truly grateful, if you want me to be honest. I'm way happier now than when I've had millions of dollars. I'm just being honest. I mean, and that's just an enigma that I think most people will fail to understand because they haven't been in my shoes. What do you think about that, honey? I'll get your messages too. I might have to scroll back and forth. Let me read these. Said those people don't need to concern themselves with me at all. Right. There is no those people. We don't know them. I don't talk to these people. They just keep trying to come over here. I'm on YouTube to listen to you, not deal with them. Right. Sticking your nose in other people's business too far isn't normal. Right. This is Christina talking. Let them type though. It boosts your interactions and algorithm and makes you more money. And she is laughing at you all. Exactly. This is what I do, man. I mean, this is all I know how to do. I mean, I can't be anything other than what I am. I mean, I'm a natural born enforcer, man. I'm just being honest. Like I said, people underestimate me. They look at me. I'm a real nice guy. I'm polite. I'm respectful. But man, people have no idea who I am, what I've done, and it's all part of the camouflage I believe that, God gives me with. But I'm a very, very smart individual. I mean, I can tell you right now, if the CIA hired me and recruited me, I'd probably be the best asset they've ever had. Literally, because you put me on any type of mission, I mean, I'm guaranteed to win. It's just built in me. Like, that's what I should be doing. I know it's what I should be doing. I should be doing like special ops, some kind of operations. It's just what I'm made to do. I don't know how to do anything else. That's what people don't get. I do, but I don't like any of it. Like, I've cooked, it was fun, but it's not my passion. And I'm not saying like I got to be an enforcer for my career necessarily, but this is what I do too. I speak publicly. I like to talk publicly and do radio. So I just try to do, the gifts that God gave me. I try to use them. I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm not on here lying. I'm not making anything up. And, Christina and God, but Christina loves me for me. Isn't that right, honey? I don't have to jump through hula hoops and flap my fins. Christina knows who I am. You all don't. And, she knows my heart and where it's at, just like God does. So I'm completely content and happy with that. But I'm just being honest, man. I am so much happier now than I ever was with tons of money. I was miserable. I'm just being honest. I was empty. I was trying to fill a void. Not in the ways that you people think. I never had those type of problems at all, but we all have different problems. And I think a lot of it is just, like having love, and someone who loves me. I think that was my issue always. And now I have Christina, so I just can't wait to be with her in person. And I wouldn't mind, getting embarrassed in front of everyone on here, because it's not embarrassing. I mean, what's embarrassing about standing up for something you believe in and someone? That's something you can be completely proud of, and that's the reality. And these people, they just can't deal with it. And yeah, we're just going to keep rubbing it in because we both think it's hilarious, you know. But you're 100% right. People can mind their business. I'm talking about online, these people, and we'll just keep it trucking, man. I see my vision, man. That's the thing. You're always that super crazy guy until it works. You've already seen it work. All I had to do was be myself and start talking, start being Batman. And I mean, I've probably got the whole valley behind me already and on my side a little more. I'm bringing unity. I'm causing change. People down here, most of them are from Mexico or ties to Mexico, and they're enjoying it and they like it. I mean, that's a major step for humanity. I mean, I'm bringing unity between cultures that nobody else has been able to do in the past 5,000 years, basically. So, I mean, I'd say I'm doing all right. I'm doing God's work, man. I'm not on this planet, for a bunch of money all the time and all that nonsense. I'm here to make a real impact that's going to change the world, and I think that's what people lose sight of. I have nothing against making money, but I do not follow money or chase money, and it's just how I am. It's not my calling. My calling is about a greater purpose. Now, like I said, I've probably seen more money than anyone I've ever met. I guess that's why it doesn't do much for me or move me, but it's just not my priority, man. I'm just being honest, and trying to explain myself the best I can, but I'm the guy that all you are going to think are crazy is crazy because I have so much faith. I've been telling people this. I don't care what anyone says. I believe with every part of my being, number one, in Christina, that we're going to be together, that we'll be fine, that we'll have more than enough money without worrying about it. And I just believe in God's promises. So, I mean, when God has been telling me this entire time, I mean, this has been for about a year, almost two, maybe, mostly a year. And I mean, just been showing me the way and giving me signs and leading me down a path and having me in the right place at the right time. Like today, I mean, that guy wouldn't have been able to help me had I not been right there. And believe me, it was a hell of a place to be, bro. I mean, you gotta understand, bro. I was knee deep into water out here. Okay, this wasn't no joke. I mean, what just happened down here was completely insane. And I told him the same thing. I said, I think it's all targeted. I believe the government controls the weather and they use these things and they implement it where they want. And I saw it coming. I knew it was going to happen down here. I just didn't know when. And apparently, I didn't even know it was happening yesterday. And I guess that's what went on. I didn't know this even happened. I was in that place. I didn't know anything happened. Nobody told me nothing. I just didn't know. Honey, I'll look at your messages in a minute, but this truck driver is going to take forever and a day. You please hurry up so I can cross. Thank you. Thank you. Come again. Would you like Peppy back? But yeah, I don't know. I'm good now. I'm happy, man. Like I said, of course, we want more money, but that's the thing. I don't know if money necessarily can solve my problem or not, which is what's scary too, because I don't know what's really going on. I don't know exactly what happened. I have an idea. And, I just don't know. I don't know if money can help me or not with that. And that's my main issue, nothing else. Feel me? How does your boy look today? How do I look, honey? My hair flailing in the wind. But yeah, like I said, I just have all the faith in the world, man. You know what I mean? I truly do. I've been through enough at this point to understand, I just believe, man. I don't know. Like in my mind, there's not a doubt that I'm going to be filthy rich. Not a doubt at all. It's just a matter of when. And probably with not me having to do anything for it. That's what it said. It said it was basically going to be given to me on a silver platter. Well, because I earned it. You see, this is what I'm trying to tell you. And again, the man was right about that too. He's talking about karma, and I'm walking karma and justice for everyone, and the evil. And that's why I'm Batman. I'm literally Batman. That's what people don't get. I'm the real thing. God made me and sculpted me. And, that's the thing. It takes time. Put yourself in his shoes as if you could imagine anyone, but it takes time to sculpt the Batman, man. It takes time. It takes a lot of trial and error. It takes a lot of trials and tribulation. It takes tests. There's no testimony without a test. That's what he told me. So these are all tests. So I look at it. Tests of my faith. Test period. And I've passed all with flying colors. I'm not in the military. I'm not in a school for training. I'm in God's school of life, and I'm just telling you the truth, and this is just what I do. I don't know how to explain it to somebody. I think that people will understand that have faith, and that's it. But that's what I represent. I represent a different walk. I 100% believe in the concept of the League of Shadows, and I definitely believe I am it, because it's what you have to have in a society like this, because again, Freemasonry designates and controls. I don't say they really have control, but they fancy that they control the society. In other words, it was all built through Masonry, which again is the family of Lucifer. So it's just like with any agency, if you really study it, the agencies, all the movies show you the truth that you can't trust it. I mean, even if you work for them, 9 times out of 10, you might get good people and get lucky. But if it's government, I mean, you can never trust them. I would never, ever. And I would never let my guard down, because, I'll go along to get along, and I'll do what's going to help people always. I'm the first to do that, but I wouldn't let my guard down. I don't trust my government. Never have, never will. They've done too much to me for no reason. Like I said, I got targeted, and that's the thing. I try to explain it to people, and people can't understand. And I'm like, man, it just shows how unfair it is, It just shows how in left field my life really is, and what they did to me in my life. And there's nothing I can do about that but try to pick up the pieces. Hold on, my shoe is coming off. Who is this, man? Come on. Carrying enough. It's every time when I get over these rocks, because these are my shoes that are like slip-ons. I'm letting the other ones try to dry because they are beyond wet. I got drenched out there, man. Honey, I'm going to check your messages again right now. If you're there, please keep typing. Let me know you're listening. This is getting aggravating with this shoe, man. Come on, bro. Don't have all day, man. No pockets in these shorts. I got to carry my phone, my wallet, and my water. And I ain't even drank my water, and I should. I had a little bit of Powerade out there. That helped out, but that's the thing, man. I don't know. I mean, I'm more about acts of kindness and concern. Like I said, I just live real conventional now, and I think people don't understand why I'm so happy with it, because I never had it. I just got to pull this up. Forget. I never had it, man. Never had a normal life, bro. I mean, I'm like Jason Bourne in reality. I mean, I've been on the run half my life. I didn't know from what exactly. I've literally, I mean, like I said, hand to hand, there's nobody better. Nobody. I promise you, hands down. I mean, that's part of my issue is in this country. For me personally, and this is just my opinion, and I'm not saying anyone has to agree, I don't feel like I need to go out and get a job. Number one, I have one doing this. That's not what I'm saying or talking about. I'm talking about, why should I have to go out of my way to do anything, right? When that's what I've already done. See my point? At some point, you get tired of that, and that's what my journey is about: is learning self-respect and how to choose me. And that's why I don't do all these things. I'm not going to put myself in a bad position, where I might get stranded in the middle of nowhere for no reason. Oh my gosh, it's a turtle! Turtle! Oh man, don't tell me. Oh man, is he not all right? Something happened. I hope he's all right. I can't tell. He's parting his shell. It was an actual little turtle. Poor turtle. It's like, it might be a baby. I don't know. He's fairly big, but he's not huge. Turtle time. I love turtles. It's so depressing out here, man. I always see animals, and they're always going through just the worst things possible out here, man. I hate it. I love animals. But I'll check in a minute. I'll see if he's still there or what. Not much I can do. I always wonder too, like, if I wanted to help him, like, what do I do? I mean, I don't know who to go to. I don't know if they actually will do anything. I doubt it. That's why we need money, because me and Christina want to actually rescue animals. For real. But here, let me read your messages, honey. Hold on. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, honey. The devil does work overtime towards, stopping God's children and, giving us a hard time. That's what I've noticed, and that's what I've learned. That's why I don't even like opening the chat here. People don't understand your corporate structure is demonic in itself. All these corporations, they're all evil as hell. Hell, the college campuses are evil. Let's get real. I mean, come on, bro. In Austin, the symbol they throw up, right? What is it? The horns. Okay, what does the devil have? Horns. Who set me up when I was younger several times? Delos Dodds. He was the athletic director of UT. Yeah. Like, that's why y'all just be funny to me, man. You don't get. I'm really Batman, man. I've been going through this my entire life, bro. It's not that I'm doing anything wrong. It's that I'm doing everything right. So what it's going to wake the world up to in time is people are going to start to understand what's happening and open their eyes. Because that's the thing. I serve as an example and of going against the grain, and of bringing freedom and true happiness to the world. I'm a light bearer, a light seeker. I'm a light being. People don't seem to get it. That's why it's called Hue Man. Hue means light. You understand? That's why I'm Batman. I am the light. I'm the light in any darkness, no matter what. And that makes sense to me. That's why, like, I try not to look at it as hard as it is, like, oh, look at all this. I went through all this and I'm just down and out. See, I don't see it the way y'all do. Y'all think it's hard times. I don't see it as hard times. I see it for what it is. See, if you change your perception, you'll start viewing the world differently. And, I think that my program and the way I speak and my energy and my persona and who I am helps people to adjust their perception. I mean, look at it differently, right? instead of looking at it in whatever way, hold on, because I'm not down and out right now. Yeah, I could use some help with money. I mean, can't we all? We're entering the greatest depression ever, but I wouldn't say I'm down and out, not at all. And that's my whole thing. And, it all depends on their perception. Most people think if you have money, you're doing well. I think, money is great if you have your own thing going like Christina and I have. If you're like on your own, money sucks. Money will attract all the wrong people. It talked about it in the reading yesterday. It literally said word for word, you wouldn't be ready, like the devil would come send agents, and this is what they do in front of all you in these chats. And he would send agents to try to take from you or drag you down, just like I've been through in the past. So that was the thing. This is all a test. It's what I have to go through so that God can say, okay, here's the reward, right? Here's your blessings because you earned them. In other words, what I'm saying is, hey, I go to work every day, but I just clock into the job for God. I don't work for the system. I don't want to. It's evil, all of it. All of them. No matter how you look at it, it's all evil. People can tell themselves what they want, and I give credit to people who do real things, especially if it helps. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying the whole system as a whole is evil. If you have a job where you help people, that's awesome. That's what we need. Everything is never all in the same category at all. People are different. It's all situational. But I make my money through karma, man. I make my money through universal laws of karma through God. God created the karma. God brings the karma. If you haven't noticed, they're seeing it right now actively. All these people. It's not a versus thing. It's a thing between you and God. It has nothing to do with me. Some of it may have to do with the way you treated me, way you talked to me, maybe spoke to me, used my name wrong, things like that. God probably handled all that, just like I said. Well, he did, right? But other than that, it has nothing to do with me. So quit trying to attach it to me. God is going to stand up for me every time, bro. Oh, great. Here we go. Now it's drizzling, as if rain isn't scary enough at this point. I was wondering too. I'm like, is it going to start right here? Golly, man. And I don't even have pockets. This phone better not get ruined. Just ridiculous, man. That's what I'm saying. You gotta go through things. It'd be one thing after another. That's life. But see, that's the thing. I don't worry about money. God got me. I truly believe that God has always provided for me. Like I said, I have way more than enough. And that's the way I look at it. See, your perception will change everything. You understand? So like I said, look at it a different way. I'm not down and out. I'm doing well. I'm doing great, and I'm passing every test that God's given me. You understand? That's the lane I'm in. Now, whatever other people's lane is, what they do for a career, that's fine. But me, I work for God. I don't work for him. I work with him. I do God's work. I don't have a boss. God's not my boss. He doesn't want to be my boss. God just rides with me. And, you got to understand, man, he took a dude who literally, I'm so intelligent. I was breaking down the whole process, and teaching a complete whole philosophy, which I still don't know if I was right or wrong. And he hasn't really told me, but I mean, well, I guess he did tell me. I feel like I was wrong, but the point is, I wasn't always a Christian. I wasn't always like this. There was a period of time when I kind of was, but I didn't know anywhere near what I know now. For me to be as intelligent as I am and have been through all I've been through, I mean, I'm talking about I've survived everything that I shouldn't, where other people all around me they couldn't keep going like me. Like I've taken a lot of losses. I've lost a lot of people. I lost my father. You know what I mean? People who don't have any love for me, they don't take time to respect my pain. I'm carrying a lot of pain with me, man. I've been through so much trauma. It's unbelievable, and so quick, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. It never stopped. So, again, when I say I'm Batman, how do you think Batman gets created? Through trauma. Sadly, but it's the truth, because it either makes or breaks you. It will define you if you allow it, and I don't allow it to define me. I allow it to construct and build me. Feel me? I never take anything that's negative and let it sit and simmer and be a negative. I take it and I alchemize it into a positive. That's why my channel is Batman the Alchemist. This is not a canned philosophy. This is not made up. This is how I live. This is a way of life, and it works. And the only reason that you people in the public can't understand right away, because you haven't been through what I've been through. You're not in my position. You don't know what it's like, okay, to truly have the entire government target you, okay, because you're powerful and you know too much. When you have that kind of power, you resemble what? They don't want me around because I know too much and I have the power to change things just by speaking, talking, anything. I can raise my finger and my hand and change waves in the universe, literally. So it's just a different walk, man. You know what I mean? I don't expect everyone to understand it, but it's what I do and who I am. You know. So I'm just saying, man, for God to take someone like me. I've never used this as a crutch. I never used it as an excuse. I'm a total all-out gangster. Oh, don't get it wrong. Don't get it twisted. I'm still in the street. I'm still that dude. Don't think nothing sweet. And that's my whole point. For me to be like that, I mean, he and I've noticed that he takes the ones that are like most capable, and even some of them, that go, oh, that's awesome. The whole street light is gone. What happened? So what did it happen over here? I don't know, bro. Here, I gotta get the whole street light got taken down. What the hell happened? We've got a ton of crazy stuff happening today. Oh, maybe a car. I don't know. But like I said, for him to take someone like me, hold on. For God to take someone like me that was approaching everything more on an intelligence level of what the information that was coming to me, the information was all correct. It was coming to me divinely, except I feel like I got it wrong about God, and God found me and didn't let go of me and said, I'm real, buddy. And that's what all this is about for me. There's not a doubt in my mind that God is real. None. And like I said, I mean, if you listen to me doing radio for years back in the day, you'd think it was two different people, other than what the way I talk and, the way I speak. I haven't changed as a person really, but I've changed a lot. I've grown, I've evolved. But I mean, as far as my faith and talking about God, I'm totally different people. You know what I'm saying? And that's the crazier part too. I'm a much more of a force to be reckoned with now than I ever was back then. You know what I mean? Like I was the real deal, Holyfield back then, always. But I'm a lot stronger now because of faith. See my point? It just makes sense. I mean, God is gonna take his chosen one, his chosen child. I truly believe I'm God's son, like the one. I that's why I've said for years I'm Neo in the Matrix. You got people trying to jack my phrases. None of this is fake, man. It's real. I'm tapped into the Matrix for real, bro. I can learn the things that take you all years to learn. I can learn in a day. Seriously. I'm plugged in, bro. I don't have to go to school to learn anything. I can learn these things in 5 seconds. Literally, it doesn't take me a day. It takes me like a couple of hours, if even minutes. I can watch something on image and know how to do it better than them just by watching them. That's a gift. So you see what I'm saying? That's my point. The agencies in this country, they don't want to win. They don't care about winning. It's just all like wrestling. Now, don't get me wrong, use it for what it's worth and make you money. None wrong with that. But just understand, all of it's a dog and pony show, in my opinion, if it's really real. Because if it was real, I mean, They would make much more of an impact and help. They would help the people, but they don't. They're against the people. And that's unfair from the start. I mean, how do you just sit there and be against innocent people? Feel me? I'll be right back, honey. All right. Hold on. All right. What happened to the mic?